What is happening? Man, this is our 10-year anniversary of Kiesel guitars. Yes, we've started a long time ago as Kiesel back in 1946, and then we were Carvin, and then back to Kiesel, but back to the Kiesel name, 10 years. 79 years in business, but back to the Kiesel name, 10 years. That's pretty amazing. And what a wild ride it's been over the past 10 years to see all the innovations, all the things we've done to make the best guitars for you guys. So it's pretty awesome. So stoked to be sitting in front of you 10 years down the road of Kiesel. And I hope you've enjoyed the ride half as much as I've enjoyed it, and being able to make some really cool stuff for you guys. So anyhow, I'm Jeff. This is Kiesel Guitars. This is the live Q&A. If you're new watching, what I typically do is I will have a deal of the live. This one's really cool, very unique. And then sometimes I'll have customer guitars. This time I just want to show off the Cura again, my brand new model. And sometimes I have announcements to make, and I actually have my board back above Brandon where I can see what I'm supposed to talk about today. So sometimes it's hard because I'm winging this. You know, I'm going 1,000 miles an hour in the shop, and then it's like, oh, hey, Jeff, it's time for the live. Like, I just sat down a minute before I went live in here, so I think I was kind of late to my own live. But anyway, I'm going to do my deal of the live first, talk about the Cura, and then talk about a special 10-year edition package we have. My deal of the live. This is a very special onyx finish. Anybody know what's going on with this onyx that makes it special? I'll do a little cliffhanger there. But this is a Jason Becker edition bolt-on Vader that we did with a roasted flame maple neck and fingerboard in this very special onyx finish by my daughter, Kayla Kiesel. Pretty amazing. And we are putting this one up for only $25.99 with this amazing roasted flame fingerboard and neck. I don't know if you're zoomed in and you can see that chatoyance. Look how cool those inlays are looking in that roasted fingerboard. And I just love the attention to detail that goes into every single one of these onyx finishes. And so what's different about this onyx finish? The finish is not black. It's white. Kayla did this medium pink color filled with a white onyx. So cool. And you have a chance to get a one of a kind, right? And this is a guitar that is no longer available. This is an extra that I had put through a while ago and told Kayla, hey, do something special. And this is what she gave me. So that's pretty neat. So if you like this guitar, you want to grab this, you want to support the amazing Jason Becker and what we do here too, you can call my guys. 858 Guitars grabs it, $25.99. When I spec'd it out, I think it came to about, what was it, Brandon? Was it $2,900?
Yeah, almost $3,000.
Almost $3,000. So it's a great deal. To get that deal, it's got to be while we're live. If not, we're going to shoot it and we're going to put it in stock, and it's going to be the price that it comes up to. So call my guys and grab this guitar for an insane price and helping out Jason and getting something really cool. Okay, so 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary. So something that's been very cool and a very unique look to Kiesel has been what we call a California burst, or like this Cura right here, reverse California burst. So this package for $500 gets you a flame maple top, swamp ash body with an antique ash treatment, gets you the rear natural clear. So you're going to have this is all natural like the antique ash. Gets the binding effect here. It's going to get you the California burst itself or a reverse California burst. And if you're not a huge fan of either of these finishes, you can actually just get a normal burst on the top and not get the center or the sides grayed out like that. You get the drop shadow silver logo, matching headstock, And I think that's it. Your upgrades on that, if you want to upgrade beyond that, you can get a one-piece Swamp Ash body. And I'll talk about why that maybe isn't such a big deal. For other companies, it may, but for us, I'll tell you why it's not as big of a deal. But you can get a one-piece Swamp Ash body, 5A flame maple top, 7A flame maple top, a poplar burl top, or a 5A poplar burl top like this one. So a lot of value going on. We also have black chrome hardware right now at no charge. So that's also a really cool thing. We have clear coat finishes are on a promo right now. I told you guys last week that we made some amazing improvements on our already industry-leading clear coats. We made some amazing improvements, and I'm so excited about them that I wanted to offer you guys a discount on those clear coats just so you guys can get them in your hands and see them, feel them, and see what all the hype is about. Chambered bodies we have on promo, as well as our three-piece necks. So check out the website for that. And then, of course, you got this amazing Cura. So I was talking about Swamp Ash and why, really, not just Swamp Ash, but anybody, why for Kiesel is it not as important? And of course, this one does have a one-piece. What we do when we do our bodies, we have a long blank, sometimes up to 16 feet long. And what we'll do is we'll grab that blank, we'll pull it in, we're gonna cut the long side. So in this case, it's on a single cut, but typically we're gonna cut it longer. And then we're gonna cut the short side out of the same board. And then what we're gonna do when we cut that, I wish we had like a better example than my phone. My phone and my glasses, or my phone and my water cup. How about this? Let's pretend for a second that this is a board, right? And we cut it. Let's say this is, well, this one's longer. This is the short side, this is the long side. We're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna go and glue it together. So why I'm saying one piece is not as important with Kiesel is we're using the same piece of wood, and we're just, grabbing it and gluing them together so it's the same sonic quality. Yes, you're gonna have a different pattern. So if you're gonna have a pattern going up and maybe a pattern going down in different spots. So if pattern is really important aesthetically, then get a one piece. But if you're concerned sonically, it's not gonna make a difference. Now, that one piece may sound different than the two piece, not because it's two or one pieces, just because it's the piece of wood that we used for that particular guitar. So that's something really cool that we do here, and we have the control over it because I go, hey, you know what? When we get done cutting that 12-foot board or 16-foot board and we have one extra board, that's waste. I don't have enough to glue a body together, so that's waste for us. So that's all factored into our pricing when we build guitars because we want to build the instrument the right way. We go through and we do so much work to get everything perfect for you guys. So when you play these guitars, they play amazing, they feel amazing, they sound amazing. And we offer so many custom shop features. It's pretty crazy when I look back 10 years ago to what we did to what we do today. And I hope you guys really appreciate the fact that we're always striving to make these instruments better for you guys. It'd be a lot easier for us to hit that easy button, let somebody else deal with the problem, cram them out of a factory overseas, and honestly, we'd make more money. But that's not why we do this. We do this because we love doing this, and we love hearing about it from you guys, that you guys are so happy with the guitars. And if we can inspire you to make better music and be part of that, then we're going to keep doing this for a long time. So that's really cool. My kids love doing it too. So I'm third generation. My dad, Mark, second. My grandfather, Lowell, started this company. And my two kids, Zach and Kayla, are fourth generation. Hopefully they'll be doing the lives and they'll have their little time with you guys. So without further ado, let's do some questions. But first, let me show off this Cura. I know I picked it up, twirled it around a little bit, but I got to show off this Cura. This is a reverse Cali burst over a 5A poplar burl top. And a new thing that we started doing in 25 is this heel. And even on screen, when you see side by side, you might go, it's not that big of a deal. It really is a big deal. The amount of comfort is crazy. The access, the playability. I think aesthetically it looks more pleasing too. But that didn't just happen, right? We made this heel, we shaped it, we molded it, we made CNC programs for it. But I will let you guys know that when we go to sand a guitar, the difference between the old heel and the new heel and some of the features like the rear bevel and blending everything perfect and the way we're doing things for 25, we've increased our sanding time at just the shaping standpoint about 60 to 70%. We've increased the time, meaning it's taking us longer. So that's just at the sanding stage. Then when we prime it, we have to sand the primer. That takes longer, about 60%. Then at color sanding and buffing, that's taking us longer. So, it seems like maybe like an easy feature to do. Oh, the CNC is doing all the work. Well, that may be true. The CNC is doing work and it is taking the machine longer. But the thing that you might not know is that our custom shop is spending a lot more time and attention to detail on every single instrument for 25 and on. So pretty stoked on that one. I mean, not always stoked to increase your costs, but I'm so proud of what we're putting out. And each year we try to make improvements. About 2 years ago, we went to the Bourne's Pots, Oaks Grigsby, 5-way or 3-way blades. We've improved our toggle switches. Have taken your guys' feedback on electronics and taken them to the next level, putting in the best components. And I think already our pickups are amazing, but if you don't like our pickups, you can always send us someone else's. And on that note, what do you guys want to know? And how many of you are stoked for the 10-year anniversary of Kiesel Guitars?
Here's a good one to start off with that's on topic. Chris Goodwin says, hey, Jeff, is the new Cali package limited or will it go on for the year? I have a few build ideas.
It's definitely limited, but that's awesome, man. Let's get those builds rolling for you.
We got a few congratulations on the 10 years as Kiesel. Someone must have come in late because they said, how much is the deal of the day?
The deal of the live, it's not the deal of the day. It's only good while we're live. So you got about 15 more minutes and it is $25.99. I'm going to turn it around to show off that beautiful roasted flame maple neck. And it's going to go at an angle because there's a knob there. I can't get it straight. I know it's crooked. Trust me, my OCD is like off the charts right now. But that way you guys can check out the backside. Maybe we'll get Kayla to sign it for you. What do you think? I'll sign it and number it because it's a Jason Becker. Maybe get Kayla to sign it too. It'd be pretty cool.
Nick is asking, is it possible to do a metallic onyx?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure about that. I don't know that we have done one. I don't know that it would be a problem to do one. It would have to, these are all satin finish. So I would say like a grape jelly metallic would look amazing. That's probably my favorite metallic color done in satin. I really love the way that looks. The gold also looks really cool too. Wow, that would be really neat. A gold one filled with black, that would be badass.
Next question is from Lee. He says, I'm looking at a chambered aquaburst crescent with a clear walnut body, but I'm afraid it might be a chonker. Can you stain lighter body woods with a similar grain to give some nice dark walnut vibes?
It's going to be a chonker, dude. Don't do it. It will, yeah. I feel like we need to have a better disclaimer on the website. And in fact, I'd like to add that to the website. All walnut bodies are non-returnable because it does add so much weight to the guitar. I have a hard time reselling walnut bodies because of the weight. Some people love them and they don't mind the weight, and that's awesome for you. But for me, I would never have a walnut bodied guitar. Personally, they're just heavy. So having said that, you have a couple options. We can roast alder, which roasted alder actually looks really cool. It's got a really neat look, kind of adds almost like a golden hue to it. So if you look on like our website, you could use the builder and do we have roasted alder on the builder? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, try that. You could also, actually, I don't know that you can do that. I think I just lied to you because would require it being a one piece. So roasted swamp ash, sorry to mislead you. Roasted alder is going to be for a neck through only because it's going to go together like this versus gluing two pieces together. I guess we could try it on a body and see how it would look, gluing it together. But roasted swamp ash, mahogany is also really great. Koa is an awesome looking wood too. If you want something dark like that, you could always do like a custom shop finish where we do like an antique brown stain to a swamp ash body. That could be cool. We could do a whiskey brown to a treatment to a swamp ash body, which I've done. That looks really cool. It's a lot of information, sorry. But I think you're right on the money where I would steer clear of a walnut body. I have customers like John Gamrat's one. He buys a lot of walnut body guitars and he doesn't mind that they're heavy. There's plenty of people like that. I'm just not one of them.
It's so funny you did that because Kayla just asked if you can turn it back around.
Ah, look at that. That's I'm locked in with my daughter right there.
Next question is from Mike. He's asking, would you ever do a numbers run like the Voorhees run where any model can get the numbers treatment?
No, we wouldn't be able to do that for various reasons. One of which would be pickups and routing. So that's a lot of programs. Obviously, 6-string would be limited to that. And then putting these inlays on different scale lengths, different size. Yeah, I just don't see doing anything like that.
Is it possible to get a double thin neck profile on models outside of the Holdsworth?
It is not. No, we actually have the dual carbon fiber rods running in the neck. And if we wanted to really drop that thinness down, we would compromise the integrity of the carbon fiber and potentially even break through into that hollowing to get to where, or pocketing, I shouldn't say hollowing, and break through and get into that carbon fiber. So no, it wouldn't be anything we could do or would do. It's not that we couldn't do it, but I wouldn't want to take the risk.
How do I explain to my girlfriend that I need more than one guitar? Looking at my third Kiesel pretty soon.
Well, we do this thing called an engraved truss rod cover. So this one doesn't have a truss rod cover. Let me grab, actually, this cues me up perfectly. Look at this. Look at this badass guitar. Check this out. This is one of the original K-series. This is the original, this is a prototype. And it's an early California burst. But what I was going to say to you is we do these truss rod covers here. And what I would do is personalize it, put her name on it, make the guitar her favorite color. And how can you go wrong? What's the worst that can happen? Look how beautiful this is. And she sees her name on it. She's like, oh. I even did a guitar for someone that matched their wife's nail polish. They're divorced now, but well, a very close friend of mine. But yeah, she loved it until she didn't love him anymore. He didn't love her. I don't know exactly what happened, but they're not together anymore, and he is so happy, and I love him so much. He's such an amazing person. I'm talking about you, Lee McKinney. Yes, I am. I love that guy, and he is super happy, and I think she seems amazing. She seems really cool. They've come and stayed with us, and we like her, and want to spend more time with those guys. And that's one thing. I don't know if you guys realize we don't get a lot of time to like do a lot of the fun stuff that I really want to do, like spend more time with artists. go places and stuff, yeah, we go racing. But when we go racing, we're working. We're working pretty hard racing. And I'm not saying that's not like an outlet, but man, I'd love to be able to spend more time with some of these amazing artists we have. Like I'm supposed to go to Canada to hang out with Devin, and I had to postpone. And I got to figure out a time in the next couple weeks to get out to Canada just to go hang with him. That's gonna be fun. Hang with Devin in his studio and just chill, do some cold plunging, drink some beers, have a good time.
How popular is the walnut body option?
Not very, to be honest. Yeah, it's not very popular. There are people that love it, but I feel like it's something that if you're picking just for aesthetics, like looks, you're in for a surprise potentially when you feel how heavy it is. And some people like heavy guitars, like Devin is one of them. I was just talking about Devin. He loves heavy guitars. We even put weights in his guitars to make them feel heavier. So that's all good. You know who else I haven't hung out with in a little bit is Steph. Need to have Steph and Sarah come to stay with us. Haven't seen them since the festival.
Jesse Powers is asking, are there any models that you can get an 8-string multi-scale with Fishmans anymore? Don't seem to be available on the builder.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I think we can still do the DC without the bevels added to it. What happens with the Fishmans is they're fat soap bars, and the moment they're angled, they like to break through my nice little routes that I do there to give you the really good access and playability. So when you slant that pickup and then it's super wide being a soap bar, it's not that we don't want to do it. We'd love to do that for you, but it's pretty limited. I think the DCM 8 is one that we can do it on as long as you don't add the bevel option. But like an Aries or like, we don't even do the Kira in a 8, but you could see how turning something and then having it stick, quite a bit wider is gonna be a problem.
Nick Kemp is asking, I'm choosing between another A2 or a Kira. Which body shape would be lighter with chambering and a one-piece Swamp Ash body? Also, how are you doing today, Jeff?
I am doing amazing. Thank you for asking. I would think the Kira is going to be slightly lighter. They both get extensive chambering. If you have them built identical, I think the Kira is going to be a little lighter. I would honestly pick based on the aesthetics you like better. I mean, the price point is exactly the same. The options are the exact same price. I love both models. I have reasons to love both models too. And they both have, this great playability and access. You can't really go wrong. I think you're fighting over two great possible choices. People seem really excited over the Kira. That's our number one viewed and built guitar right now. People are spending a lot of time on the builder, lots of orders. So it's really cool. It's going to be neat to see all these Kiras coming out.
I've been seeing a lot of mock-ups up in the group lately. Some cool stuff coming through.
Yeah, super, super cool.
Are you excited for race season?
I am. I'm excited. You probably see my shirt, box, little F1 action. I'm excited for that. I've been racing again too. We didn't do very many races last year. We're racing more this year. So we've done 2 events. And we race again in about 3 weeks. And then we have some Vegas events. So we'll be out of town. My season really kicks off ramps up pretty quick in late March. And then I start to get busy.
Any plans to offer the multi-scale Evertune that other builders are slowly starting to get a hold of?
Pascal, that's Aristides. Cosmo sent me the files to do that. Gosh, like maybe a year ago. I have them. I don't know. I haven't even to be honest, I didn't even open the files up, and it wasn't because I wasn't interested. It's because I've been so busy with so many other things going on, making playability improvements and just really, trying to stamp these models as like the best we've ever done. The multi-scale thing is cool. They add a lot of weight. They hollow out a ton of wood. I personally don't think the guitars sound as good. But if you're into that, you're like some people, maybe some guitars that are built need to be, ever-tuned because they don't have tuning stability. Our guitars stay in tune really good. So I don't feel like the Evertune is a big need. I think it's something with the multi-scale people are really excited about. And I guess if we had issues with our guitars going in and out of tune a lot, like if we had an overseas line, I'd probably love the idea of an Evertune because it, hides some deficiencies in your guitar. But I don't think it's needed for ours. Does that mean we're never going to do it? No. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've had the file for over a year and I haven't even opened it. I don't know what angle he even sent me. I've been waiting for Cosmo to update that bridge for about 10 years. He told me he was going to make a thinner, lighter weight version that's not going to hollow out as much. And here we are. He hasn't done it. So I wish he would make it because I think if we could keep more of the structural integrity and wood in the guitar, I think they would sound better. I think it could get more people excited and interested in them. If you have ever taken the backplate off an Evertune and you look, you're like, holy shit, there's so much hogged out. It's we haven't had any reliability issues, but and there are people that like them. So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of ranting. I guess you could tell I'm not super excited about them, but doesn't mean you guys aren't.
Cameron is asking, Jeff, what do you think of Luka to the Lakers?
So I watched the Lakers play last night, and the one thing I noticed, Clippers were flat, but what I noticed about the Lakers was without AD, it seemed like it opened up the spacing so that we could really drive, do some good passes, and it opened some lanes up. So it may be really good that AD's gone. So I kind of have to address that. Now, obviously, we're going to miss his presence for defense. When he shows up, which this year he's been good 90% of the games. In years past, it would be 1 game out of 3, he would be amazing, unstoppable. And 1 out of 3, it's like, we need to trade this guy. That has gone away this year, for sure. Luka, 25, got a huge future ahead of him, amazing player. I think it's going to be fun to watch him and LeBron. And if we can get a good center, someone, and Jackson Hayes is doing awesome, but if we can get somebody that has a little more, I guess, size to them that could really not let like a Jokic back him in and just score on him, because I don't think Hayes has enough body mass to stop the Joker. But I'm excited, I guess. I'm excited for the future, watching the guys play. I'm stoked to have Vanderbilt back. That guy's one of the best defenders in the league. And having him healthy, hopefully he can stay healthy, having him back, that guy's amazing. Yeah, that guy is definitely probably one of the key pieces that's the most underrated on our team. And look at Gabe Vincent hitting all these threes. That was pretty big. He's been good too.
And LeBron was hitting some threes last night.
Yeah. Yeah, LeBron is just, I think, feeling it. I think he's excited to have Luka. And two, sometimes just being in any situation, you need something to get you excited. So I think he's excited. I think that's a good thing.
When are we going to see Paul Masvidal on here as a guest?
We were going to have him, and then some things didn't quite line up. He came down anyway, and it was on a different day. But yeah, it'd be cool. I need to, we have so many cool artists that, we love spending time with, and sometimes it just gets hard. I try sometimes to take on too much, to be completely honest, reshaping all these heels, and I'm doing every single one by hand, the very first ones, and that's just my dedication to you guys. And so sometimes I take on these projects and then, time is just going away, and I'm working on my regular builds, doing this new stuff and trying to do cool things for you guys. And then meanwhile, it's like, oh shit, I missed all these opportunities to hang out and do some cool stuff. So hopefully I can balance that a little better. Sometimes when you have OCD, it's really hard to balance out things, because I got so excited over the new neck heel on the A2, and I was like, all the guitars have to have that, you know? And I created a lot of work for myself, a lot of work for our production department, for programming, for other people too, not just me. And they're amazing. They really are amazing. Yeah, I get like giddy just thinking about them. I can't wait for you guys to start getting them and trying them. You're going to be blown away.
We got a few minutes left. How many more questions you want to do?
Well, I don't know. Let's do 10.
10
It's our 10 more.
Ryan is asking, what's your favorite Arctic finish color?
Definitely the original Arctic. I would follow that up with a close, probably pink, but the original, the OG, I love that. Just Arctic. That's all you got to call it.
Can you give any advice for someone looking to build their first Kiesel? I'm looking at the A2 neck through right now.
Yeah. Spend some time on the builder. I would, try to, I guess if you start with the important things to you, right? So if you know you want a blue guitar, I would go through and try to figure out what blue you want first. Do you want a top? Do you not want a top? And get that basis of the color of the instrument, and then build from there. Match the fretboard and inlays and hardware and all that, and just sit there and spend a little bit of time, save a couple builds, go back and forth between them. Maybe even do 2 builds. Do one that's like maybe more affordable for you, like something that's right what you want to spend, and then do something that's maybe, I wouldn't say that, use the word uncomfortable, but maybe a dream build. Go back and forth and see like what you're getting for the price and like what really makes sense. Maybe the solid color at $1,800 makes a lot of sense. Or maybe you're like, well, for $2,500, look, I'm getting something with a poplar top and a crazy finish, and any other builder is that with our kind of reputation, is going to be $4 or $5 grand. I mean, like Sir's right up the street, guys, and there's been a lot of Sir employees that have come in here and bought guitars from us. They come in, they buy guitars, and Sir makes a great guitar. Is it kind of dusty in here?
It might be.
Because I'm
coughing.
I've been coughing too. It's only when I got in here, dude.
Maybe it's, remember the lights yesterday were fading in and out? Maybe something's going on in
Yeah, that was weird.
It was. Is there any option for a single pickup on a headless model? Maybe like the Lightspeed?
You can get single pickups. Yeah, what you'd have to do is call in for something like that. But there's a lot of models we can do a single pickup on for you. And before you think like, oh, okay, single pickup, like that's a free option, right? It's actually not. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because you're going to say, oh, well, you're not putting the pickup in, you're not putting the switch in. That's got to save a lot of money. What we need to do here is we need to remain efficient. So when my operator can hit start on that CNC machine and walk away, that's efficiency that we need. Then what he's doing, he's grabbing the next body, cutting it out, getting it ready, and starting another machine, and then going back to the original machine, flipping it over. When we do things like neck pickup delete, as the CNC is running, we have to stop it for the route, the holes it drills, and the cleanup that it does. Also, we have to stop it for the switch, which means when he hits start on that machine, he has to stand there. He can't do anything else because he has to make sure he skips those steps. If you walked away, it would run them because that's just what the machine would do. And you could say, well, why don't you have a CNC program for that? So imagine this. I have 11,000 CNC programs right now. If I had to have a CNC program for every model neck pickup delete, I would double. I'd go to 22,000 programs just to sell. I probably sell neck pickup deletes, maybe 50 guitars a year, neck pickup delete. So it doesn't make sense for us to have all that work to sell like 50 guitars. So that's why we have a charge. We charge $100 for neck pickup delete, which is cheap. It's actually not enough. We should charge more because standing there and losing all that efficiency is what makes us affordable. If we were only building, 500 guitars a year or something, you'd be paying a lot more for our guitars. You just would.
Paul Blair is asking, how many tacos do I have to have delivered in order to get Lumenlay ring inlay options added? Or would we have to go up to tamales?
Ooh, dang. I think glow-in-the-dark rings would be cool. How about I shoot an email to Lumenlay and see if they're willing to make them? So I think those would be cool. So let me do that. In fact, I'm going to do the email right now. I'm serious. I'm going to do it right now, because if I don't...
There you have it, Paul.
All right.
I think some tacos are going to be heading your way soon, Jeff.
Nah, it's all right. All right, done. So I'm asking for a quote. That doesn't mean we're going to add them. That's me asking for a quote. The problem with Lumenlay and the material is it's expensive, and if there's waste, we're still paying for that waste. So when we have a ring, it's doing the ring and then hollowing out the dot in the center. We're still paying for the large material surface area and then plus the machining. We'll see what they say. It might not be as bad as I think, or it might be as bad as I think, and then we're not gonna add them. So we'll see.
We've got Barry in here who owns, I believe, 2 of the Jason Becker Vaders already. He's
Nice.
asking what the neck is on the Deal of the Live.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, nice tight fit there. Oh, strap buttons. Look at that.
It's a nice one, Barry.
Yeah, it looks really cool with the roasted. Kayla did a great job coming up with these specs. One of a kind.
What's the quickest build to put through from start to finish?
So the quickest thing for us to build is going to be a bolt-on, not because they are easier to build than a neck through, but we can build the neck and the body independent of each other. So that's going to cut the time down for us. So if everybody's firing on all 8 cylinders here and we do a bolt-on, that's going to be the quickest. Things that have a raw tone are going to be quicker than a gloss. Gloss is going to take the longest. Anything Jeff to do, who knows how long that's going to take. There's times where I am on top of it and I'm able to keep up, and other times I have things, pressing matters that require my attention. And I also race cars, so I'm gone at times. I could be creating new features for you guys, creating a new model that takes my time, obviously. So the best is going to be a raw tone bolt-on. That's going to be your quickest build for turnaround time.
Any plans for new inlay options?
No plans.
Would you ever consider doing a build made out of resin?
It'd be really heavy. I did that acrylic guitar called Ice. You can look it up. You can Google Kiesel Ice Aries, and that guitar weighs about 13.5 pounds. So the problem with resin is it can be really heavy. If you have small amounts of resin, it's not a big deal, but the whole thing out of resin, that's going to be a heavy instrument.
I think we got 2 more left.
2 more left. Make sure they're good ones. They're all good ones.
What model would you recommend for my first Kiesel?
It depends. If you're a player looking to try a headless, I would definitely check out the new O2 or Z2. And if you are more of a traditional style player, I would look at the A2 or the Kira. And the reason why I picked those models, not because they're brand new, when you have a bevel and the bevel's at the right angle and it's continuous all the way around, it doesn't matter how you hold the guitar, it's going to be comfortable to you. These sit well in any style playing position. They have the access jack here, which until you try it, you're like, well, that looks uncomfortable. Guys, it's not uncomfortable. We wouldn't have put it in a spot that's uncomfortable. So it's super comfortable, stays totally out of your way. In fact, it would be right here. So if it was plugged in, this is exactly where it would be. It's nowhere near hitting me at all. Super comfortable. And in fact, most people that have the A2, that's what they actually use when they're seated playing. And some guys, even when they're performing, they use their wireless plugged in there. Everything's taped down so the wireless can't come undone, and it's easy.
Last question.
Last question.
Can you make a hyperdrive bass?
Oh, wow. That's a monster. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but our biggest problem is the time it takes to create something new. I mean, if somebody was really serious and they understand that all the R&D that goes into something, and they would be willing to pay, a handsome amount, I guess it could be something we could do, but it's all about, for us, being able to keep up, number one, right? It's hard. It's hard to be able to keep up because we're so busy all the time. I'm so busy all the time. And, I have to focus on things that make sense. I have obligations to people that I've already committed to. I have a family, it's like I can't. I've gone those years where I've worked 6 days a week, up to 15 hours a day, and like I can't maintain that pace forever. I've tried to. And I do a lot of work from home, a lot of thinking from home. I do phone calls from home with artists, and I'm in the shop. Depends on the time of year, but 40 to 50 hours in the shop, and then from home, quite a bit of work goes in. And there's only so many hours in the day, to keep up for you guys. And that's one of the reasons why I took my social media down. I couldn't keep up. And people, they would start off with a message like this. Hey, Mr. Kiesel, I love your guitars, or whatever, fill in the blank. I don't even expect you to read this. I know how busy you are. But I had a question about whatever, and they would ask me a question. I wouldn't see the message. So then a week later, hey, I'm just checking in with you. I know how busy you are. Did you get a chance to read my message? 3 days later, Mr. Kiesel? Question mark. A day later, question mark. 6 hours later, well, I guess I don't matter to you, and I'll just go buy another brand guitar. So you have this person that starts off super respectful, but when I don't get back to them within their time frame in their head that they've predetermined that I should be able to in time, now I'm an asshole. Well, how I would answer my messages is this. I would have, I had, 115 or 120,000 followers on Instagram. I answered all the messages myself. So what would happen is, if I answer the first message at the top, the most recent, that person, by the time I answer them, is already typing a response to me. I can see them typing. They're wanting to have a back and forth conversation, which is amazing, sounds amazing. I wish I had that kind of time. I don't. So what I would do is I would start at the bottom. The oldest, the guy that's been waiting the longest for my response, I'd go down there, answer that person. Then sometimes they would reply right away. Well, guess what? They're going to the top of my list, which is, you got it, the bottom of my list, because I'm starting at the oldest message. So what would happen is this person would message me, and I was about 2 weeks behind on getting back to people, maybe 3 weeks sometimes. I'm getting close to getting to him, and then he just moved himself to the top, but the bottom of my list. And then I'd be getting close again, and he'd move himself, just keep moving. I'd finally 3 weeks later get to the person and say, oh, hey, I'm sorry that this happened this way. I'm glad you bought another guitar, and in the future, if we can do something for you. And then they would be like, oh, I'm sorry. I feel like an asshole now. It's like, okay. But I couldn't keep up on replies, responses, and questions. If I can't do a good enough job, I'd rather have this. This is how you can reach me. Because here, if I get your question, I'm going to give you 100% of my attention. Well, as 100% as someone with, OCD and, probably some ADD can, right? So better than in my phone, when people are coming into my office and asking me stuff all day and, hey, how much is this? And how much is that? Can we do this? Can we do that? It's controlled chaos here, but we have a lot of fun. And I'm so thankful for you guys supporting us to be able to do these things. And we're going to just do it the best we can for you guys and build the best damn instruments and be proud to put our name on them and proud to see you guys play them and enjoy them. So thanks for all you do, and I'm out.